Hey, Clojure coders. Today I want to share with you an interesting way to build small little applications using Clay and Datastar. So I've got this little application I want to show you. The main thing about this is there's four of them up and running at the same time. And you can see when I submit a reaction on one, all of them get the data. So the chart's updating across all of the applications. So as you can imagine, this implies, well, there must be some kind of central server that they're communicating through. And that's really the heart of what I want to show you today. So um, let's take a little step back and just talk about Clay. Clay is this system for taking a Clojure namespace, just like this namespace here, which is how we made this application, and turning it into HTML. So into something we can view. And Clay serves that on its own little internal server. And today we're going to kind of step through how we can use that server to respond to the page itself and update like some sort of central state. So first things first, I'm just going to mention that if you want to follow along, you can clone the code of Clojure Civitas, and then you'll find this namespace here, cycloge clay web server datastar under the source directory. And once you've got it opened, today I'm using Calver, and I've installed the Calver Power Tools, which has the clay make commands, so you can send it to the REPL and all of that sort of stuff. So yeah, I'll just open up my command palette in Calver, and if I search for clay, there's a whole bunch of different options, but the only ones that we're really interested in are making the file. Um, I'm going to make it through Quarto so that it gets the extra styling that's associated with Civitas, but you can also just make it to normal HTML with makefile. And so let's just do that right now and see what happens. So uh, here, Clay has evaluated the namespace, and now it's sent it to Quarto to render with the extra styling. And hopefully here on the right here, we'll see soon, we'll basically just see it update here. So yeah, this is the HTML that was generated from this namespace. So maybe we'll just go back to the top here and see that, um, as you can see, the comments here match the text here. And that was a little bit slow, so that's why we have this play make file path. This one uh, is a lot quicker. Uh, Still not instantaneous, but you can see it didn't take as long to uh, generate the page. But I'm going to go back to the Quarto one because I like the styling. Um, anyway, uh, let's have a look at the code that made that little application we could see. So obviously we've got a bunch of narrative here, and this is the actual hiccup, which produces that little mini application that we saw. And there's not much to it. Like we've got a card here. We've got here we've got the actual chart, which we'll get into in a moment. And we've got three buttons here to submit those emoji reactions. And I should note that um, these buttons are only going to do something if you're actually running Clay locally, because yeah, you need a server. You could obviously deploy a server somewhere on the web and use it that way if you want. So just to kind of track, all those comments up there is this narrative. We've got the hiccup here defining our little application, and here's our little application with our buttons and that sort of thing. So that's nice, but how are these buttons actually calling back into anything, and how are we actually drawing a chart? So let's just have a look at some more code. So the thing that's making it easy for us to do all this is Datastar, which is this JavaScript library that um, allows you to just put these little Datastar attributes uh, on your divs, and it will call back to a server. So you can see here we've got this little data on click. So when you on click, it's going to do this post thing. So this is the Datastar magic. Fortunately, like there's not much to it. So what I like about it is like it's just a small little library that you include, and then you can just focus on your HTML. And then we've got this state here on this. So this is just a reactions atom that we're just def oncing into our namespace, def once so that we don't override it every time we reevaluate the namespace. Um, and that's going to hold the numbers behind this. And then here's a little bit of code to draw the chart. And as you can see, it's not very complicated. At the end of the day, it produces this hiccup. So it feels a little bit like React reagent, but this I would just want to emphasize the thing that's different. This is on the server side, so this is Clojure code, not Clojure script code. And the other important thing, yeah, it's got this ID reactions, right? So um, right here, the top level div has this ID. And this is how Datastar knows to where to put it. So we're going to basically send this chart to Datastar and it's going to insert it where it sees that ID reactions in the DOM. Here we've defined a function and we've annotated it with servable. And what that does is it tells Clay, hey, I want this to be an endpoint. So when I get a HTTP request, I'm going to look this up and call it basically. And yeah, it's not doing much. If we have an emoji, we're going to uh, update the state, that state atom we set up earlier. And then we're going to draw the chart. We're going to draw the chart and then turn that into HTML. Uh, just because this chart was hiccup, we're going to just turn it into a HTML string. I will point out this function is also got a special thing about it. Its suffix here is HTML, and that lets Clay know that you want to return just normal HTML. You don't want to return JSON or anything. Normally, Clay will return uh, JSON or whatever your client requests, thinking that it's going to be serving data. But in this case, we just want to serve HTML. So that's that. And yeah, yeah, that answers the how does it work when you click the buttons, but then how do the ones that aren't clicking need to update as well. So the what we need for that is we need some sort of server sent channel. And Datastar has this SDK library that supports Clojure. So we just need a little bit of code here to set up a handler. This is the Datastar code to set up that handler. And here, this function we've annotated with kindly handler. Notice that that's a little bit different from what we did with this previous one. This was kindly servable. The difference here is like this is just returning the HTML. For kindly handler, we're actually going to return a ring response, which is a map that contains, the status and the body and, all that good stuff. And so the reason we're doing that is because the Datastar handler is a ring compliant handler. So yeah, we want it to behave like a handler. Um, all right, so we set up this little helper function where we want to just broadcast some HTML, and we can also set up this broadcast chart, which will specifically render our chart with whatever state it is, and we can hook that up to a little watch. So um, these don't come up much, but Clojure actually has a built-in feature where you can attach a function to listen to a ref, like an atom. Um, and so, yeah, this just is a way to say whenever the atom that contains our global state changes, we want to call this broadcast chart function, and that in turn is going to send over the server sent events channel to all the clients who are listening the current chart. And that is just HTML. So that is pretty much it. Maybe just kind of some observations about what I like about this style is that because it's all on the server side, we can kind of just update the state locally here. And you can see it's actually updating in the application as well. So I'm evaluating this in a Clojure REPL. Like there's no Clojure script, there's no like sending anything. Uh, but because it's updating the state of the Clojure thing, and these are connected through the Datastar channel, it actually shows up in the UI without any kind of reloading or recompiling or evaluating any code. So I think that's pretty cool. I like that a lot. And yeah, maybe one thing I should mention is that to establish that SSE channel, we need to use this data init uh, tag in some of the hiccup on our page. So this is what tells the page itself to connect up to that Datastar handler that we set up, this one here. Yep, that's all there is that I wanted to show you today. Personally, I think this is like a really convenient way to make a small prototype and play around with code. But I also think, these handlers that we're setting up here, you can drop them into a production server if you want, or if you want to, you can just deploy um, Clay and whatever to some host on the internet and serve your pages up that way. Clay has a command line interface that you can just launch it, and so that'll get your little web up there somewhere. Anyway, have a great day. Talk to you later.